Hello everyone, my name is Buuuut and you can call me Brew, and we have a very special, extra long, super in-depth episode for you. We are going to revisit stealth, but more importantly, we are revisiting it from the point of a character reset because, well, yeah, I got the decapitated head bug. Anyway, long story, there was a headless Brew walking around the place. Ho 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 ho! I am the space ghost. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose a new home. We're breaking all the rules here. I'm going to choose Orison, and then we're going to fly up. And my god, there has been such an amazing response from all you guys on the stealth video we did. So many suggestions. I just want to do a bit of a roll call, but we'll get into game first. I'm just explaining the situation. So yeah, we're moving home. We're moving to the dreaded Orison, the place that takes 10 years to escape the atmosphere. Let's jump into the game and get started. Hello there, and welcome to Orison, the space city in the clouds, and also the absolute laggy, just system draining city. It's tough being this pretty. Anyway, to the video and to stealth. I thought I would just take us to Orison. Wow, pretty. So that we'd have some nice, interesting surroundings while I'm talking about this follow-up to the stealth video we previously made. And damn, it looks good. I don't like the pink clouds, but that's just me. And the reason why I'm taking us here is because I need to make some money. I need to start spamming bounty hunting and other things to make some money to buy all these cool ships in-game. And I just found myself continually traveling from Microtech to Crusader space. You know, it's a 5-minute flight in one of my fastest ships, but a 10-minute in some of the others, and I thought, you know what, I've had to reset my character. Damn, this is pretty. I've had to reset my character because of the bug. Beautiful. Anyway, in this video, we're going to be revisiting stealth because all of you have been absolutely bloody amazing at sharing your comments, your suggestions to get stealth working. Lots of different hints and tips. Some of you agree on them. Some of you disagree, which is absolutely fine. We don't all have to agree on things. Now, there are some tips that are talking about upgrading your components, changing out your torpedoes, and I'm going to give a bit of a roll call here in a minute, and that's fair enough, but I want to do this stock. So I'll do another video when we're not using the Eclipse stock, but for this one, we're going stock. Alright, let's do a bit of a roll call as we're traveling to the spaceport. First of all, I'd like to fly through all the folks that I'll probably try and do most of the suggestions on this episode. So we've got Heather Hayes, who has suggested to remove a shield, a cooler, all the guns, and also to upgrade the components. We'll be trying the removal bits of that suggestion. Shout out to Nainlore. Here, heads up, if I mispronounce your name, I'm so sorry, just as a heads up. Nainlore to change torpedoes again, so we will be doing that in another episode. The user who goes by the name Enjoy, it's a great username, says change torpedoes, but also to lock on from about 4 kilometers, so they don't recommend locking in as close. We'll try that out. Sean C, talking about reducing the lock time, so we were locking on early and holding that lock time. Sean is suggesting to just lock on and fire, basically, when you're good to go, from the way I've interpreted that tip.
Please prepare to disembark.
Well, thank you, madam. We will continue to recognize people as I walk and talk.
Last call for passengers.
Come on, let me out.
Preparing to depart.
So, yeah, Sean, thank you very much for that suggestion. We'll be trying that out. We've also got Cody Russo, I believe. Again, removing components. And a massive shout out to Jon Sud. We're going to come back to Jon in a minute because Jon has offered a lot of advice to the channel, which is amazing. But a few honorable mentions from those of you that just generally commented on the stealth video and gave your 2 cents. You know, that absolutely helps a lot, and I think it generates interest around the topic. And again, some of you have differing opinions. Some of you agreed with my initial analysis, and I will always tell it straight. If even after these tips, I find that stealth still isn't viable, you know, I'm going to stick with my original recommendation. I think that's fair. You wouldn't respect me if I didn't stick to my guns. But equally, if these tips do work, then I will revisit that opinion about holding off buying the Eclipse until stealth becomes a bit more fleshed out. But let's try and get it working, because I would fucking love stealth to work. That would be bloody brilliant. So a few honorable mentions for people who've commented on the stealth video. Thank you to everyone. We have MP, we have Chris Spears, we have Honey, we have Kevy D77, we have Joss TY, Jim Burns, Marios, and Pargo 986. And if I've missed anyone out, I do apologize. You may have commented after I've recorded this video, or I've just missed you out. So again, a big thank you to everyone that's got so involved around this topic, and you know, it supports the channel as well from you interacting, and I want to hear from you. I want to hear your suggestions and your tips. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come back to Jon's, whoops, sorry, I'm moving the camera around. I want to come back to Jon Sud's post, because Jon really went the extra mile and commented a very detailed breakdown, information on emissions from your ship, and there's actually a detection signature formula that Jon talked about. So before we actually call the Eclipse, we're going to remove some of the components. So thank you, Jon, for that. If you go down in the comments, you'll be able to see Jon's post. So let's go into Vehicle Loadout Manager. And what we'll do is we'll select our Eclipse. So again, Heather Hayes and a few others, Cody Russo, recommended on just ditching out the components. I think there was someone else as well. I'm sorry if I'm missing you out. That rather than powering stuff down and everything, ditching some components can help stealth further. Now, this doesn't feel like how the game, you know, is meant to evolve. It doesn't feel right that we're ditching components. But, you know, at the current state of the game, this is our mission. But I'm just thinking more of like feedback to CIG and things. You know, I don't know if that feels right, gutting out the ship, but I suppose it makes sense from like an engineering perspective. You have less components there. You know, less weight on the ship, less strain on the engines, less power being consumed passively. So we're to remove, I believe, one cooler. So we'll just unequip it. And we're to remove one shield generator. We'll unequip it. Some people actually talk about removing all shields. Screw it. We're going to remove all shields. We're going balls to the wall. We're going full stealth mode. Like super stealth mode. And on the weapons, remove the Badger repeaters. This is terrifying. So, first step, removing all shields, one cooler, and all guns. There she is. Alright. I mean, I want this to work so bad because the Eclipse is such a beautiful ship. Check out my first video on the Eclipse. And we go into detailed talks about our IR and EM, which we're probably going to revisit slightly here, thanks to your guys' support. But we won't really be talking about the maneuverability of this ship in this video. I think we covered that pretty well on the other one, so check that out. You can find that on my channel. But wow, I want this to work so bad. This ship continues to amaze. So we'll pop into the cockpit. We'll get the ship into space. But yeah, just in general, while we're getting ourselves set up here, I can't say enough how happy I am. Oh, I don't know what's happening to my mouse. Okay. I can't say enough how happy I am. Just at everybody's contribution and getting involved and just even popping in to say hello. It really sort of motivates you to keep producing content, and my goodness, I have a list the length of my arm about different videos I want to make for everybody. Suggestions, even requests, or even just inspiration, things you've said, and I thought, you know what? I think there's a video to be made there. I'll actually keep the wings on. I'll keep the wings folded because this looks like a tight squeeze. Oh my god, this game is so bloody beautiful. Oh, there's a cutlass coming in. Like, is this game not beautiful, or am I crazy? Like, working or not working in terms of the stealth. God damn it. Okay. We're going to be getting a little bit of framing FPS issues here because it's Orison. But it's running okay. It's running not too bad. So I'll put power to engines. See, I can already see a difference because when we were doing our video initially on the Eclipse, the EM and IR was up in 4,000 or 5,000. And with the shields gone, it's defaulting, you can see in the bottom corner here, to 3,000. So lots of stuff, like people were talking about that the stealth button is something we talked about, and they said the stealth button just doesn't do anything. They did say there was an IR suppression you can do, but then other people, I think, were saying that under, was it heat? Suppress overall IR, that only works on your MFD. It isn't actually accurate for, you know, that's not, the IR gets suppressed on your screen, but that's not what actually happens from the enemy target. So we'll try a bit of everything. By the way, we have to get to 15,000 on the altimeter, I believe, to escape atmosphere. 15000 on the right hand side there, which the Eclipse isn't doing too bad. Here we are in the cockpit. Oh, I don't like Orison from a distance. It just, I don't know, I don't like that aesthetic. It looks weird. But close up, yeah, close up I like Orison. And here, when we're up in the clouds, you know, we need to use this as the new thumbnail. Like, that is just beautiful shot of the Eclipse. This is the Eclipse salvation video. Alright, we're going to make this work. We got to make it work. It's the Eclipse. We just got to make it work. Look at my headless body! Look at it! Look at my headless body. Whoa! Okay, everyone. I've been trying to make this video for the past 2 hours. Oh, how's it going? How is it going? I had to run around all of feckin' Stanton getting my tracker permits up to unlock the ERT mission, which is the Hammerhead. Stop floating around, Brew. Let's get into the cockpit. So, let's recap. You need to turn on your emissions signatures numbers so you can translate that into how close you can get to a target. To do that, hit escape, go to options. Under game settings, scroll to the bottom. Under emissions HUD, yes, okay. Return to game. That will now show you numbers under these panels up here at the top. We have on the left side IR, on the right side EM. On this build, we've removed the shields, and we have removed one cooler, and we've removed the weapons. However, there's a new central number called cross-section. That's to do, I believe, with the ship. The closer we get to certain objects, numbers will start appearing where the 0 is. Those numbers are minused from your cross-section. Or from all of the figures. So minus from your cross-section, minus from your IR, and from your EM. And those 0 numbers, as they increase, the other side, the right-hand side of the slash, are ambient noises. They cause interference and mask your signatures and mask your emissions. There are other nuances as well with the detection system to do with radar type, and apparently we can reduce our cross-section here by the rotation of our ship. Therefore, in theory, the furthest safest distance is 10 kilometers. Again, it depends on the ship that we're going against and things like that. So, if you're a 312 stealther like me, that's why you'll have been confused. That's why I was so confused when we made our stealth video. I didn't take into account cross-section. I didn't know about cross-section. That now makes sense. So, we finally got our hammerhead. Let's spool up. And I think we could probably put the components back in, because if we can't reduce down the cross-section, you know, that's going to be our largest number. So that's going to be a 10 kilometer stealth range. You have talked about sniping at speed, so going in and launching at 4 or 5k. The hammer won't know what hit them. That's something we'll try out in another video. I want to get stealth working now. Can I shoot this thing from 10 kilometers away with the stock torpedoes by taking out a shield, by removing my shield generators and removing one cooler, now that I understand the cross-section mechanic? And I noticed that certain asteroids will give us ambience the closer we get to it. So you're seeing that at the top, 270 and climbing. In theory, you minus that number from the largest of the 3 numbers, which is our cross-section in the middle. So 9,100 meters. Or emissions, but you translate that to meters. Minus 288 ambience in climbing. And game, don't bug out on me. I've spent 2 hours trying to get to this stage, and you're just going absolutely nutter butter. Calm down, game. Calm down, game. So anyway, we minus an ambience of 296 in climbing from our cross-section of 9,100 meters. Means that in theory, we can get like 8,8, but I'm going to stick to the 9,002. We need to make sure that the escorts, these closer ships, don't spot us. And if I get the targeting bug with the hammerhead, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to lose my mind. Oh my god. Game, don't do this to me, game. I feel like we've nearly got stealth. I'm not getting the radar lock, as in that they've targeted us, but I'm still not seeing the hammerhead, and I should do from this far out. If I'm seeing a hurricane from this far out, I should see a hammerhead. Now we're getting into the danger territory. Even though we've got quite a high ambience, like, they said the ambience can be affected by ship roll. Just there, it's jumping up there when I roll a little bit. What if I keep rolling? Still jumps around. It looks like the target's moving. I don't want to get under 9,100. This is so frustrating. Let's try and pop a hurricane, because I hate them. So, and here we go with this missile lock again. Oh, the patience is all but gone at this point. The patience is all but gone at this point. It really is. So we're getting an ambience of 314, which means what? I can go 8.8, 8.9, creeping up too much. I can see the feckin' hammerhead. There's no way I can target lock. If it's got the targeting bug, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. My mind is going to be absolutely lost, and I'm going to throw my feckin' PC at the feckin' goddamn. Peace be with you, brother. Peace be with you. So, this is not good. He's getting too close. I think he spotted us, you know. Oh, stupid camera view. Ah. I think he might have spotted us. Oh, deario. I was expecting that the hammerhead being a bigger target. I think it's a targeting bug. I'm just gonna ping it. I don't even give a shit. This is. So, I've spent 2 hours trying to get the ERTs. This is a certification. If I abandon this, right, we're gonna jump out and jump back in again. Go to Grimhex. Deja vu all again. Now, initially trying to torpedo a Gladius was a stupid idea. I have to be honest with how I'm feeling, guys. I can't sugarcoat it. This shit makes it really frustrating. You know, what good am I to you if I just sugarcoat it? The ship is amazing. I love the game, but this stuff pisses me off to no end. I'm just using boost and everything. I don't give a flying fook at this stage because our cross-section is still massive. So the EM, or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, the EM on the right-hand side is going up. So I think we've got the theory. I think it's just the fucking game getting in its own way. I think it's just the game not... You know, like, I should be able to target... If I can target a hurricane at 10 kilometers... Oh, thank you, Space Jesus. Thank you. Insert your faith into this slot space. Thank you. Now, we need to be careful of other targets. I'm almost tempted to, like, look away or target something else in case it disappears. Are we going to get a first true stealth kill in 316.1? Is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? I'm just conscious of that little shit there. It's a warden. A little closer, because now I've got to worry about the torpedo actually like fucking smacking into an asteroid or something. So we're going to try and, like, what's the point being stealthy if we can't, like, push stealth to its maximum? So I'm still happy now. In theory, we've got an ambience of 381, so that means, you know, and it's jumping up there to 600. Holy shit! So in theory, we could go to safely 8,600 meters. We're currently at 9.5. I'm just going to take it to like 9.2 or 3. Watch that ship. Watch that ship. How close are you? That's okay. They haven't spotted us. I haven't got a targeting bling. Are you ready? This is it. Lock? Oh, you piece of shit. Why? Why aren't you locking on? Could someone please tell me what the flip is going on? Well, we've got a cross section of 800, so I'm just going closer. I don't give a shit. I don't know why the cross section's going up, or the ambience for the cross section is going up. It's getting closer as I get closer. So that's, in theory, that's minus 1,000. So in theory, we can go down to 8,000 meters. But why can't I target lock the Torp? Why? 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 He's not behind anything. He's literally there. Literally there. For all the love that is holy and shite. Oh my god. Well, we know why the cross-section went up. Or the... I keep saying cross-section. The ambient for the cross-section is because we were right beside a fucking big asteroid. So at least now that makes sense, because we saw behind us move banked 90 degrees. And the problem is, I think when you take a pot shot at a hammerhead like that, it's going to now, like, activate and start roaming around the belt. And the moving target with these sort of Torps is not going to work. Is it the Torps? Like, what? We've solved one problem. I'm confident that stealth works. I'm confident stealth works. Right? I'm happy with that. It doesn't work as well as I used to understand it to work, is in that you can get, like, right up to someone, because that cross-section screws you. Unless you're, like, beside a big asteroid or something, or musky. So it's very much Millennium Falcon on the Star Destroyer type thing. I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, God, I think... Oh, God. Oh, God. I think I have the... Well, actually, fair play to Nainlore, if I hope I'm saying your name right. Who else said about changing torpedoes? And the user called Enjoy. You talked about changing the Torps. I've only done a little bit of research. But from what I've seen, cross-section torpedoes, which might be the... I don't know what type of, you know, emission the default torpedoes are on this Eclipse. Apparently they're bugged to all hell. Which means, to finish this video... We've got to fucking fly to Microtech or ArcCorp, buy new missiles, new torpedoes, fly back here, which is going to, I don't know what this jump drive is like, but at least if it's a slow drive, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, then go down to the planet, 15 minutes, so another hour to make this fucking video. Oh, yeah, it's... They say cross-section torpedoes are bugged. You know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna fly in and try and blow the damn thing up. I don't give a shit. Do not care at this stage. One shot and we're dead, but I'm pissed off to no end. See? Not even locking this close. We're gonna get one shot, one hit with no shields and we're dead. One little hit. We've got a missile. I'm deploying decoys. Probably gonna smash into an asteroid. Ugh, I'm sorry to have such an attitude here, but you know, like, oh, like, we've got stealth, I believe. Thanks to you guys, thanks to John. You know, I did not know about that cross-section stuff. We've got stealth, but if our fucking stock torpedoes are bust, that's a new issue. So, I'm losing the plot right now. I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna calm down. Breathe. I'm gonna go now for another hour. By 45 minutes. Fly all the way over. Now, let me check Urkel, because if I fly to the wrong position, I'm going to lose my mind. Cross-section. Right, so that matches what I'm hearing in the forums. That they're bugged to all hell. One of you guys recommended using the Seekers. Okay. So, yeah, new Babbage. Oh my god. Right, I will see you in another 45 minutes. We will get this working. I am determined. We will not let down our community who have given us so much information. We will fucking make stealth work. I will see you in 45 minutes. I am here to play. I'm going to hunt you. I'm going to hunt you, guy. Come here. My head. My head is gone. No, my head. Alright, everybody. I am a lot calmer. Zen has entered my world. Peace has filled my soul. And I have, after half an hour to 45 minutes, 3 Seeker 9s. We get stealth now. We get the IR, the EM, and the cross-section that was holding us back. We get the ambience figures that minus those 3 emission figures. And that there is nuances between the scanner types. But, at the minute, our largest number is cross-section. Our ambience is sitting at 280. I guess higher when we get closer to objects. I know I'm repeating myself, but I need this to calm myself down. Because I will lose my mind if this doesn't target lock. Okay, I will lose. It's been 4 hours. I will lose my shit. So, one final time. Technically now, we will, I'm losing the ability to speak. We will remain stealthed if we stay above 9,100 meters, or we can push it and calculate the ambience. There's the hammerhead. Oh my Jesus, right. I'm going to take someone's advice. Who was it? I'm going to call you out in a good way. Yes, Sean C. Reduce lock time. Okay, so we'll not lock until we're in position. Now, thank you, Forms, for telling me that cross-section torps were glitched. Okay, so our ambience for our cross-section is at 310 at the minute. Certain big asteroids will increase that number. Just check that target down there, 22 kilometers. Okay. So the hammerhead looks like if we can thread it in between those asteroids, we're good to go. So in theory, as I say, we can get to 8,800 meters at the minute. If we try and get towards a larger celestial object than ourselves, the interfering ambient energy will technically drop our cross-section, which is the largest number on screen at the minute. That looks to be about the sweet spot. There doesn't seem to be any debris or asteroids in the way. Come on, Brew Crickerian community. Come on, my brews. Or whatever we're going to call ourselves. We've all worked hard to get to this moment. Lock. Oh my god. Fire. Please. 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 Oh, yes. Please. Please. I hate my life. Well, thank you very much for... Oh, I haven't forgot that you're there. I'm just tempting myself with the idea of eating this microphone. Enraged. Stealth's working. The Seeker 9s are working. But the hammerhead's shooting the torpedo down. So we go back then to blasting in at speed, But once we get within now with our cross-section ambience at 591, once we get in range of about 87, which isn't much further than we are now, with 0 shields, 0 weapons, we're going to get absolutely minced. The hammerhead will smash us in with its big hammery face. Oh. Shh. Oh. Oh. I'm firing one more, then I'm going to try and take out that ship. And then it looks like I'm going to have to continue not to recommend the... I don't know. I just don't know. Because it feels like then I look at the other advice and people are talking about, oh, get within 4 kilometers. But then technically you're not stealthed. So why can't it just shoot your torpedo down then? Let's try another torpedo. Fire. But if the NPCs can just shoot it down... Yeah. It's not having a problem. Oh no. Can we blow up a warden? Let's try blowing up a warden, shall we? I want to get closer than that. It's like down below it, so it is. Let me just take the target lock off. What's our 700 cross section? It's like past. You know what? Feck it. I'm gonna shoot it from this range. Let's go one more torpedo. All right, and fire. And then we're gonna restock. I'm gonna try one more time because we've got everything working now. Go on, Warden. Go on, blow up, blow up. We get like $100. We might get $1,000, but come on. Oh, don't you shoot my torpedo, hammerhead from above? I will murder you. Now, it makes sense that the hammerhead would blow up torpedoes because, A, I'm not excited for that because we can't use that as a gameplay loop because, well, I didn't even have my my fucking called arms on, did I? I did. Why did I not get money for that? Anyway. So, wardens pay out, what, 700? Sometimes 1,000 in called arms. That one didn't seem to pay out any. Let's just go back to PO and show you how much it costs to rearm the Eclipse with 3 Seekers. I will see you in a moment. So yeah, we're approaching PO here to rearm, and I've been thinking in that short journey from Yella to Crusader, it makes sense that the hammerhead would shoot down the Torps, right? It's got all those turrets and things like that. Why wouldn't it? So what we need to do, I think, is fire... Thank you. Is fire our torpedo, because the distance shouldn't make any difference. Those guns, you know, I know them. They're the Rhinos, right? Aren't they? Size 4s. They're effective at 1,800 meters or below. I think they might get a few pot shots off at 2,000 meters, but 1,800 meters roughly, right? So, okay, cruise control. I took you off. Do not tempt me this evening. It is now going on 5 hours. So, we want to shoot the hammerhead on its nose, maybe?
Landing complete.
So that the turrets have less. But this is the thing with the hammerhead. Its firing arc's ridiculous. So, this is something I want to need your help with again. It's like, why am I getting out of the ship? This is my inner self just going, end this video, Brew, because this is more pain than any one human can possess. What am I missing here? Because if people are saying they're popping them left, right, and center, the only reason why my missiles hit on the other video is because the damn hammerhead was too busy shooting me. So is that the tactic? You just fly in and one-pop this thing? So actually, we're going to get our shields back. That's why I got out of the ship. We're going to put our shields back on. We're going to put our weapons back on because the cross section. We'll see if that cross section goes up. If it does, we'll need to take them off again. But I think the cross section is just like the size of the ship. It's cross section. So I'll be back in a mo, and we'll refit the shields and the weapons. Okay, here we go. We're back in the cockpit. We have put our shields and weapons back on, and oh, now here's a difference. The IR is jumping through the roof, but if we turn the weapons off, and if we turn the shields off, so rather than removing them all together, so always take the shields off, now our IR is dropping to lower than the cross section. So rather than remove the component, and I get the comment from Heather and stuff, because the IR did drop a lot lower with the component removed. I think it was sitting around the 3 mark, wasn't it? It doesn't give us the option to just fire the shields back up if we're going to do this run and gun option. Now, the other thing I want to show you is the rearming. That's not right. It's not 20 UEC, is it? That was not the way it was back when I used to play. It was like 8 to 10. It was actually 18k to rearm, as far as I remember. It was not 20. So again, someone help me out in the comments with that, because if that's the case, that's not too bad. That's not too well. It's more than not too bad. It's bloody fantastic. Just wait for that to rearm, because then that means if you do miss a shot, it's not as punishing, because that's what I talked about in my other Eclipse video. Missing a shot was missing massive profits because your rearm cost was so high. Is it me just being impatient? It's going on, as I said, it's 4 or 5 hours, so what's happening? Why can't I rearm? Alright, hang on, let's leave and then come back again. I might lose the will here. Right, so let's leave. And then now I'm going to lose my mind if I have to go back to... I'm going to lose my mind. Do I have to go back? I'm going to lose my mind. Do I have to go back to Microtech? Is that what you're telling me? Because that's where the feckin' Torps are sold. Is that what I have to do right now? Because you have to do that with other missiles. No, that can't be right. That can't be right. Please. For all that is holy, right? Let's store the thing. Let's store the thing. And come back out again. I am not having a good time in Star Citizen this day. Anyway, let's store it. It's still pretty. It's still a very pretty game. And I might just be having every single possible thing that could go wrong. My first video, I was like, I don't want to just call it a bug, even though the cross-section torpedoes seem to be a bug. And the hammerhead shooting the Torps down makes like thematical sense. Makes sense as a gunboat. Should be able to just, you know, drill out the laser fire and take out torpedoes. But then if that's the case, like, for the folks that were saying they were getting great hammerhead kills, you know, you were talking about flying in at pace. That's not stealth. It's a different cool tactic. And that's what I want to try and do. This, I want to kill this feckin' hammerhead. I tried to kill it for the past 5 hours. But I want to stealth things out. You know, I just want to snipe it, because the way the gameplay loop works at the minute is like, right, you might not be able to see me 10 kilometers out. The feck's all this here? The feck is this? The feck? Some person's been stripping on the platform. So you may not be able to see me 10 kilometers out. Cool. But when I travel into your 2 kilometer, 2,000 meter below range, I'm dead. So any ship can, you know, engage. This is the thing. This is the 9,000 cross section is pickling my head altogether. Nah, that's the end of the video. I'm not traveling back to Microtech, guys. If that's what you need to do, it's not happening. It's not happening. So I don't know if this is some sort of restocking bug. Do I need to blow up the ship or something like that? Like there, you heard the wee noise, like, but it's not happening. I'll check one more time in forums because we solved the cross-section missiles problem. But we'll just take a look. Okay, I'm back. So it is oldish information, but it feels, well, it may not. They're saying about reclaiming this ship. Now, back a few patches ago, reclaiming your ship didn't save its state. It does now, so I don't know if a reclaim would work. After about 5 hours, I'm not going to reclaim. So let's go over the positives. Let's fly around in our beautiful stealth ship and talk about what we've discovered today. Let's just fly in this lovely ship towards Horizon. What we've discovered is stealth is not broken. Thanks to the likes of Jon and Sean and Cody and Heather and all you folks who've contributed to the chat. You're awesome. Because you taught me that stealth is not broken. Stealth has a new third emission called cross-section. And that's the number that's really, you really need to focus on. It can be reduced by going closer to celestial objects, which generates an ambient noise, to reduce that down. So we learned that. And I retract my statement to say that stealth is broken. But about the Eclipse, I love that I have one. But, and I am going to take this out. We're going to do another video with the actual recommended tactic for the Eclipse is not to attack with stealth. It's to wait in stealth, burn at your target, as Heather has talked about, and as Enjoy has talked about hitting them at 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 meters. Pop that torpedo off. Now the only thing is the hurricane, the hammerhead guns won't be targeting you until 2,000 meters. So you need them to be firing at you before you launch. So we may need to go back to the Argus 9s or whatever they were, but then they're having some targeting issues at the minute. So the tactic's probably going to be trying to see, because the Seekers you can't aim, and I think Jon mentioned this, below 2.5 or below. So you have to sort of launch them at 3, because you get too close, if you get too close to 2.5, they're going to go. So if that's the tactic, it could be fun. It is, probably sounds a bit fun. Like when I managed to pull off the shot in the first Eclipse video, that was awesome. That was so cool. But as an efficient sort of money maker, because the Eclipse used to be a great way to pop hammerheads and make money over time, at the minute I'm still a little bit lost. And I think I need your help. Because you helped me a lot to realize that stealth is not dead in 3.16.1, and that's going to be the title of the video. It's not dead. But we need to be able to kill hammerheads with this thing. We need to be able to do ERTs to account for the time it takes to rearm. The cost to me does not feel right. So I'm going to assume the cost should be something like 10 to 18k per torp. So if, you know, maybe it's not as much as that. Maybe it's 10 to 18k per 3 torps, which is more sense. That's 3 hammerheads. An ERT single target mission, not the group ones, if you have your wrap up, pays about 33 to 35,000. So 3 of the single missions, we've talked about this in the previous video again, but just to recap, is what, 90 to 100,000, you know, when you add in a few bits and pieces. So say let's round down 90. 3 torps then to rearm. If it's 2,200 AUEC like we saw in PO there, okay, cool, but I don't think that's the case. Or it shouldn't be anyway, it's too cheap. So let's say it's around 10 to 18. So you take that off the 90,000 you've earned. It's good money. And it's fun. You know, you're doing something different than the usual stuff we've talked about in VHRT videos. And if you're doing the whole run and gun thing, that's okay, but it's so much more riskier. There's that risk of death. Death causes you to respawn. You have to reclaim your ship. You lose any armor. You know, we want to avoid death as much for practical reasons as well for immersion. That's important, I think, because, you know, you want to do it for the death of the spaceman concept as well. So taking that all into account, even though now we know about stealth is not broken, the hammerhead being able to shoot down torps, I'm not complaining about that. I think it makes sense, but it's making me reevaluate things. We need that hammerhead to be distracted. So maybe you take this thing out in a wing, right? Maybe you have two of them, and you have one mate who goes in and is that distraction. They fly in a big chunky ship or whatever, and you're just sitting there a couple of kilometers out, or you come in after them. The hammerhead's never targeting you, and you're popping them at 2 to 3 kilometers. So there is gameplay loops here, but there is gameplay loops. You can invest in an Eclipse. I'm changing my recommendation slightly after this new knowledge. However, if you were like me in 3.12 and you flew this thing and got up to 5 kilometers out, dropped a torp without ever being targeted by any ship, it flew forward, and for those of you that flew back then will remember the Eclipse working in this way, and that torp traveled, popped the hammerhead, and off you went. I'm not saying that's the way it should be, but that's the way I remember enjoying it. So if you're going to repurchase an Eclipse in-game for that experience, that's not going to happen. You're going to get those 4 to 5 kilometer kills if the hammerhead's distracted, if its lasers don't shoot down your torp, if you're flying aggressively at it. You know, we've seen that in the other video. You deploy that torp as late as possible, I think, so it doesn't get shot down. So the hammerhead's still like looking at you. The NPCs are still targeting your ship as opposed to the torp. I think that's the loop. But as always, I am here to be corrected. This was it was an awesome video to make. It was frustrating because the game really came out tonight with its features. Lol. Its features to challenge the life out of me. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. But I'm so happy that you've informed me on the stealth. You've informed me in some of those tactics. And we've actually got a place now for the Eclipse, I think. It's not the place that I remember or would like it to be. But these ships need to evolve. The game needs to change. And it will change again and again. So it gives us opportunities to revisit this ship and stealth. If there is anyone that can give me some advice or guidance on, first of all, those first torps, that seems to be a bug. I read that. There's the reloading bug here, so hopefully Acclaim will fix that. But it's just a lot of faffing about in something that you want to be super sleek and clean. But if anyone can give me any tips about how to avoid the hammerhead shooting down our torps, is there something else I'm doing wrong there? Here, I'm absolutely open to your support and feedback. Hopefully this video has redeemed stealth in 3.16.1 for anyone watching. I just think there's still a little bit of a ways to go to understand, you know, what this ship a sniper from the shadows, untrackable unless you're pinging. Because don't forget, I think the ping system still works. If you ping, then someone's going to find you. So like for human players, yeah. But I'll leave it at that for this evening. It's been going on near 6 hours to make this video. And I'm finishing it in a little bit of awe because just look at this ship. It's amazing. And it nearly now, with stealth being more understandable thanks to you lot, it nearly now, I feel, is something I would recommend to get. But just have a think about why you're getting it after watching this video. And if you're being nostalgic like me, if you're an ex-Eclipse pilot, you may not get the same experience that you had in the past. My name is Sleepy Brew, and it has been a long video. But I want to thank you so much if you are reaching the end of it and you're still with us. And I appreciate any further advice or comments you can give. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. Bye for now. Bye, everybody.